Right. Oh, well, I pressed the wrong button now. Right, we're going to share the screen. Share screen. Bing. Bing. That if you heard that quickly on the score, the German lockdown 7th to 14th, which I think is a week later. We'll go for the 8th answer, aren't we? And Myrtle's talking about that all day today. So those of you who are trading the DAX with Eurostox, that's massively on the agenda. She's also talking about the availability of the vaccines. So I'm quickly going to go through over the news, which I spent the last 10 minutes looking at. Draghi's come in, Italy, positive news for the Italian markets, the MIB especially, and he's also said there'll be no tax increase going forward. Positive. The UK Bristol variant has been found overnight. That is probably negative, but I'm not sure how true that is. The market is generally quiet because the Chinese Lunar New Year is tomorrow. And if you remember last year, their Chinese New Year was cancelled due to the Wuhan variant corona. So be aware that starts tomorrow and lasts over a week. The other thing, the UK Pfizer's vaccine, first dose, 64% effective, second dose, 79% effective. That's probably a half positive, half fail. A US impeachment, Trump voted 56 to 44. That's all in the papers, but reading about it, I don't think it makes any difference whatsoever. On the speaking front, we have a lot of people speaking out today. At 9:30, we have the ECB Hernandez. Then again, at 1 o'clock, we have Panetta speaking. And then, of course, we have the big woman herself, Christine Lagarde, at 1 o'clock. 5 o'clock, as you're aware, Mr. Bailey speaks. He very much moved the market on Thursday, saying that interest rates won't be coming down until at least 6 months. However, the markets did move the other way to him yesterday, so his speech will be keenly watched. And obviously, at 7 o'clock this evening, the biggest man of all, Mr. Powell, speaks. I'm not sure what on. At 7 o'clock this evening. Yeah.
5 o'clock.
No, 5 o'clock, Mr. Bailey. 7 o'clock, Mr. Powell. At 1:30, we've got US CPI out. Those of you aware, the CPI is an inflation figure. We have two inflation figures out, PPI and CPI. Obviously, year on year, we're expecting 1.5. The Fed wants inflation up to 2.5. Hence why the government bond yields have moved up rapidly. So that'd be interesting. And maybe if inflation isn't moving, that's maybe what Powell will be talking about later. Obviously, at 3 o'clock, we've got wholesale inventories. Right. We'll come on to the markets now. I've got two people in the room that are going to come in here, Imran and Megan. Right. Again, the market was fairly quiet yesterday, and we expect it to be quiet. Imran and Megan, I'll record it, so I'll send it to you because you missed a bit of what's going on. So no
problem. Thanks very much.
And Megan, quickly, is it snowing up in Liverpool?
Yeah, it's snowing.
Good. We had a friend, George is on here. He went up to Liverpool. You go and chat. You could show him the No, we'll come back anyway. I'll look at the FTSE. We're stuck in a range a bit somewhat. There's a lot of news going on. And in a way, when it's quiet, we said yesterday, the most of the volume in DAX and the FTSE and the Eurostoxx was done in the first 45 minutes of trading. Remember, we made a sort of new high yesterday in the FTSE, then came down to the new low, tested that massive area, what do we say, 64, 95 to 88, we said we'd get down to, and then spent the rest of the day around the POC again. Again, we've got the FTSE rallied in the last hour or so. I've looked at the charts. I'm going to go back to the FTSE. If you trader made, you can go back to something like the 27th of January, 26th of January. Because remember, we had that big move up early in January and a big move down late in January. So there's not a lot really. If you look at for the main resistance in the FTSE, is something like 66.27. But if you look at market profile at the moment here, and we can go over here, there's quite a big mess around about 65, 77, 79. So although we've had this rally up in the last hour or so on the FTSE, let's whack it in there so we can see it. Yeah, around about here, 75. So yeah, that's where I think that the I would say the point of control was. Even though they've got 63, I think that will probably change when we come into the new 730 figure. Those of you who are new, did I say 66, 17? They've got 17 there. I've got 27. So you do your homework where it comes in here. So around about here, I think we'll have a lot of work to do. Like yesterday at 6500, although we went a bit lower, we stuck to them. The reason why we don't expect too much, there's no news out really. The news out in the UK is now. It's only the Bristol variant, everything else. So we don't expect too much. So again, we probably have tighter stops. We're not looking for as much profit. Yesterday, the DAX was clearer, the Euro stock was clearer. But remember, what moves markets? News has to move markets. And until anything new comes out today, and there's nothing due out, you've done your homework, you've got your calendar there, there is an issue whether you do trade. But be interested on the opening here, whether we get down to 65, 63. We do hope we have these orders at 8 o'clock because it's the best time to trade. It was fairly quiet on Wall Street yesterday, and then the market went, and the same in the FTSE and DAX. Look for those market orders. I think we saw the previous high was like 74 in the FTSE, and the last 10 minutes we saw it scoot up to 82. Yeah, I do think the value here. Be aware there's nothing coming out. Yeah, don't get spooked up by someone coming to buy it on the 8 o'clock opening, round back up to the 80 level. There's not a lot out today. Yeah, so in a way we look at to condense it, and there may be a 20-30 tick range in the FTSE all morning. Unfortunately, that's fact. You can't. We can only trade what the market gives us to trade, and at the moment there's not a lot on the plate. Yeah, so again, quite a few of you sensibly have said, I didn't see any reason to trade, so therefore you don't trade. Yeah. Again, you go through your news and everything else. We've got the Hernandez, we've got the ECB people. The big one is the guard at 1 o'clock, Mr. Bailey obviously at 5 o'clock, and Powell. Those are the four things. So I can see 5 reasons why I'm trying to trade. Yeah, yeah. Again, very much be aware it's China New Year tomorrow, 11th, and the schools start breaking up. So the volumes as well are shrinking the whole time. Everyone's turning around and says, there's no meat on the bone. So so the market suddenly spoofing up and down on now, you've just seen the FTSE now. Basically, is that clear to go down or clear to go up? I don't know. Yeah. So the reason I'm going to see what's going to trade, I'm going to believe in my market profile. I've got an order in here at small at 80. Yeah, that's the high value. I think we'll try and make a new high. Markets do try to do that, and I think we'll be stuck in a 20 or 30 tick range. We'll wait and see what comes out, but you see it's very, very, very bitty in there, I'd call it. Let's have a quick look at the DAX. That's doing now as well. Yeah, that's fairly quiet. I think the reason why the DAX is quiet because Merkel's speaking. I think at 9 o'clock. She's not down to speak at a certain time, but she's speaking to some unions. Because remember, she resigns. She retires from politics, I think, in 3 months' time. So she's basically say what she wants. Again, here we see the FTSE. Again, annoying because we're right on this point of control. You think it should hold here. I'm quite straight how the FTSE managed to get up to the 6580s. I think people who probably look to go short, they may have been stopped out. But again, you believe in your point of control here. We should expect the FTSE to hold here. If not, you put a tight stop in and we wait to what comes in. To me, the news that comes out, I'm just going to be trading on the news this morning. Also, we've got our one-to-one boys. We're doing oil. We're going to the oil spreads. Those of you who aren't new, we might record it and have our food on Imran, George, and Daniel working out how to trade WTI Brent oil spreads. I think I sent you a link. We'll be doing that, and we'll probably go see the FTSE coming up quickly. We'll probably do that around about 9 o'clock. Okay, Jeff. Cool. Have a look at the FTSE here, and we're seeing here it's just drifting down. I think we'll have a quick look at the DAX. Again, we look at the market profiles, see what's coming, and DAX is probably cleaner. Yeah, from 8 o'clock. Yeah, almost straight line down. Yeah, that's what you look at market profile. Let's look at Euro stocks. Those of you new are trying to trade Euro stocks. And that again, it's a straight line down. There we are. We're in the wrong ones here.
Also, still the DAX now.
Again, Euro stocks from 8 o'clock, very, very clean. Yeah. What are we saying? Euro stocks, that's 9 ticks, 10 ticks. That's 10 ticks in Euro stocks, equates to 50 in the DAX roughly. Those of you who remember yesterday, we did put a spread on DAX against Euro stocks, 1 DAX against 5 Euro stocks. And I think we took it off after 7 or 8 hours. And I think it was about 10 quid either way. I think we're down £10. So you realise now how close as we said, the oil spread, WTI and Brent are, but also DAX and Euro stocks are very close. A lot of people decide your account. I think someone here said yesterday, if you haven't got a massive account, probably the DAX is too volatile to trade on your risk management. Therefore, the Euro stocks isn't. Hence, the Euro stock probably does 5 or 10 times more volume than the DAX. Okay. The other thing that we looked at new positions yesterday. We know you said we traded the 2-year government bonds. Yeah. Well, we put that on. In these quiet markets for you, you've got all these contracts here. If you want to simulate it, have a look at them and see how they trade or not trade. It's the perfect time this week and next week when it's going to be fairly quiet to look at different contracts, and that's what we're doing. Yeah. Again, the Euro stock with that 10-tick range, that could be. Look at the foot again. In where we've stuck there, so nothing's really traded. The POC, in theory, if you bought the POC at 63, would you have been stopped out at 56? You might have been really tight market. In a way, that will happen there. I wanted to sell the FTSE up here. I had an offer in at 80. Remember, I didn't trade, but because it traded up there before 8 o'clock, yeah, where I did have my order in, I respected the 8 o'clock opening, so I didn't trade. It would have been a lovely trade because it's 2 ticks off the high. But again, that's why we wait for the openings. Yeah. Again, the DAX and the Euro stocks was a clean one, but that's your trade really. So we're 4 minutes into the day, and we've probably seen the morning range in the. Yeah. Okay. Enjoy yourself today. Those of you who are late, I'll record it. Megan and Imran. And we'll come back. Those of you doing to one-to-ones will start at 9.
Cool. Thanks, Neil.
Cheers, Neil.
Cheers, Neil. I'll speak to you later.
Cheers, Neil.